Hola, bienvenido a mi casa. Just kidding. This video is going to be in English. My Spanish is not quite that good yet. But today I want to give you a little tour of my Airbnb slash VRBO down here in Mexico. I'm in Puerto Vallarta, and I've been here for about 5-6 weeks so far. And unfortunately, I am going home soon, but it's been a wonderful time here, and I want to talk to you about it a little bit. All right, so you walk into the front door here. You have kind of an open concept, a little dining area, living room over here, kitchen over this way. It's got everything you need: stove, sink, microwave, coffee maker, toaster, refrigerator, freezer. Pretty well equipped in that regard. Living room is over here, new flat screen TV, little balcony. I have my scuba gear out there drying at the moment. Did some great diving a couple days ago. I'm gonna be putting some videos up on my scuba diving channel. I'll link to that here. Got a beautiful, beautiful view out here. No, just kidding. The nice view is upstairs. I'll show you that in a little bit. Bedroom is back this way. Queen size bed, pretty comfortable. Fan has been on the entire time I've been here, since there is no air conditioning. Brought a pillow from home, which has been nice because you never know what you're gonna get when you come to a place like this. I'm happy I brought it. Okay, so the bathroom is over here. Take you that way, show you this a little bit. All right, here we are. Pretty basic, but has everything you need, so that works. So overall, I think it's been pretty comfortable here. I did mention there's no air conditioning, and that was a little bit of a concern at the beginning of the trip. But I've realized that this time of year, it's not really necessary. At nighttime, you're getting down to 65. You know, I have a couple windows open. In the daytime, you're getting up to 78 to 82 usually. So it's a little warm, but once you're inside for a few minutes, it cools off. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and take you guys upstairs and show you the view from the top. And a couple other interesting things about this building I'll talk about. All right, so this building consists of 3 apartments. There are 2 one-bedroom apartments and a 2-bedroom apartment here at the top. And then there's a shared rooftop terrace. So there's the entrance to one of the apartments there. This is where the little laundry room is. And then up top here, you have the other apartment and a little shared patio space. Back there is number 3. That's a little half bathroom. I saw the door open one day. And then the rooftop terrace is up here. So something cool about this building is that it's actually for sale. And the host had reached out to me before I came down here, and because she knew that I also am an Airbnb host. And she was really encouraging me to buy it, which I have to say, when I got here, it's kind of tempting because it's a beautiful place. Location's really nice. You have a view of the water, the city. The asking price was $500,000 US, which for 3 apartments and a place like this, I feel like is not bad. Especially considering the fact that we're looking at properties in Ohio that are the same price. So it's like, man, if you could have a place in Mexico that's like a 6-minute walk from the beach for the same price as a property back home, that's tempting. If I did buy it, I think I could do a pretty good job because honestly, right now, I'll show you some of the listing photos. They just didn't look that good. The pictures kind of suck, to be honest. The internet is shoddy, you know, so I would consider installing like Starlink if you could get it down here. The hot water system is pretty good for the shower, but I would consider adding hot water for the kitchen sink and the bathroom sink. Americans are kind of accustomed to that, although I've talked to a lot of people down here and they say it's relatively common to, you know, to only have hot water in the shower. One thing that concerns me a little bit about owning property in Mexico is that from what I've read, you don't actually own it. Like there's some kind of a holding company or something in between that owns the property. So if anyone has experience with that and you could comment, I'd appreciate your input there. I think there's also a huge opportunity for better marketing here, like better photos. I would get some yoga models up here in the morning and take some nice pictures. Get some food up here, take some nice pictures with, you know, food and drinks, and just kind of make some better staged photos. I took some really nice nighttime photos up here too of like stars and the moon, and these buildings are all lit up at night. It looks really nice. You can even see fireworks from here out over the bay. They launch fireworks this time of year like pretty much every night. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, there's a lot of things I would fix here, and they're all relatively small things. The descriptions that were on VRBO, very minimal and basic, so I would beef those up a little bit and just talk about the location more. Like I said, upload all these photos of, you know, nighttime star photos, sunset, you know, you can see up here, it's pretty decent. Yeah, food, wine. Yeah, you could do yoga up here in the mornings if you wanted to. Just really try to capitalize more on the unique like location and setting of this property. There was an open house here a couple weeks ago, and I was able to walk through and look at the other units. So I'll go ahead and throw up a couple pictures of that too. As far as I know, the building is still for sale. I don't think they've sold it. So if by the time you see it, you're still interested, let me know and I can reach out to the seller and see if it's still available. I did make a small list of improvements that I would make down here. Number one, better internet would be nice. Redecorate the inside a bit. If you could, get a better couch, slightly more comfortable mattress, you know, better pillows. These things are all cheap. I would consider adding air conditioning so that you could rent it out all year round, because in the summertime down here it does get very hot and it rains quite a bit. So as I understand it, they don't even try to rent it out in the summertime. So there could be a lot of extra income there if you are able to add air conditionings to the 3 units. Oh, and one other thing I would do if I did buy this property is start its own social media page. You know, have a little Instagram, maybe a Facebook page for it, and just post pictures and, you know, things to do around the area. Like I got a little scooter down here, and there's tons of nice beaches and waterfalls and different hikes you can do. Just a short little drive away. So I would talk a lot about that kind of content and share photos and videos of that kind of stuff too. So I want to talk a little bit about my work and what I do currently. So I, at the moment, manage 18 short-term rentals in Ohio, and we actually just launched 4 of them like a week before I came down here. We intended to have them up a few months prior to that, but it just, you know, things held us up, and I was just happy to get it up and live before I came here because this was already planned. So as I'm down here in Mexico, we are actually finishing up a couple projects back in Ohio, one of which is a remodel on an old house from the 1800s. That's nearing completion. It should be just about done by the time I get back. And then the other one is a brand new build on the Tuscarawas River, which is near a few of our other properties in Ohio. I will say, you know, I've been building my short-term rental business for the last like 3 or so years. I've gotten it to a point now where I feel like something like this was finally possible. I had traveled before this, but usually for no more than like a week at a time. And, you know, it would always go okay then, but I really wanted to try something longer. So this is the first time I've ever done anything like this. I will say, if I didn't have the systems and procedures in place and the people, this would not be possible. So it takes time to get those things set up, but totally worth it. I use a program called Hostaway. It's a property management software that allows me to control all of my properties on all the different channels, including my own website, through one platform. So that's made it a lot easier to streamline. And there's a couple other tools that I use, one of which I just started using recently. It's called Bestie AI, and it will actually help craft responses to guests and guest inquiries. So, you know, I can be out on the beach or going on a hike, talking to strangers, whatever, and you know, a guest will send a message. You know, I'll have a response that gets generated, and I always read it first. I usually have to tweak it a little bit, but it does help. And you know, I can just pull out my phone and read the message, tweak it if I need to, and then send. So it saves a ton of time, and it's really nice when you're in a place like this to have a feature like that. So talking about my operations back at home actually reminds me that another huge factor in being able to do something like this is, if you are going to operate short-term rentals, definitely invest in lock boxes or digital locks, and set it up in such a way where you can offer self-check-in, because it's been so convenient to not have to continually go and meet guests every time you want to every time someone checks in, especially considering that my properties in Ohio are somewhat spread out. I have properties that are over an hour away from each other and an hour away from where I live, so it just would not be feasible to have to go and meet every guest in person. And that's one of the things I would actually improve about this property. When I got here, the host did have to meet me and coordinate a time, and it took a little longer for us to get out of the airport, so she was waiting for probably at least a half an hour, and it's a little inconvenient. So I would definitely invest in like a lockbox system and digital door locks so that you could automate that process. I feel like I really should have been making videos a long time ago and talking about all the stuff that we're doing, but this year I really want to commit to it and just try to provide value to people who want to do the same things as we're doing. So I'm going to make a commitment to post more videos. So if you found this video inspiring or helpful, or you want to see the other projects that we have going on, feel free to subscribe, give me a comment, like, whatever, and yeah, look forward to seeing you in the next one. Here's one last look at the view. I'm going to walk over here to the edge so you can see this a little better. So I'm going to have some links in the description for the tools that I use, like Bestie AI, Hostaway, and if you're considering signing up for Airbnb, there'll be a link for that as well.